Okay, what's up everybody? How you guys doing? I am Nshadow, the community manager for Eager. Oh my god, I didn't even realize I can do that. And as well as I think I'm ranked 4th right now, so top 5 Masters Jouster. And if you're new to either my stream or my videos, I upload content daily on my YouTube as well as on my stream of Masters Joust play. And generally I really like to analyze the game mode. I've done a lot of videos before about tier list stuff. I generally maintain this tier list like I like to do it on a monthly scale, but sometimes there's not that much change. So this time there was actually a very large delay between the last tier list and this new one, so I do apologize for that. I know a lot of people were were mad at me because I didn't upload this one for a little while. But yeah, I like to make sure that I don't want to upload a new tier list and just have like one god change, because otherwise it's kind of just like moot, right? So this tier list though, it's had some activity, quite a few things that honestly aren't always just dictated by the meta have changed. Mostly opinions of different gods and stuff. The cool thing about Joust is that it is 1v1, so there's so much that's gone unexplored because there are so many gods and so many different builds you can try out and things like that to try to make certain gods more viable. And what I think mostly changed here is, well, as you can see, Xing Tian, actually a pretty top performing Joust god. Not picked that much because generally this S to S plus to OP is all you're gonna see in top level Joust. If you guys watch any of the top Joust streamers, generally you'll see both their picks and their opponent's picks are almost always centered around this area here. And that's, it's really frustrating because, it really goes to show how imbalanced this game mode is. Whereas you have like Conquest, you have, quite a different variety of picks in each role. But for Joust, it's really just so over-centralized by these few top gods. But the good thing here is that the S column has like pretty substantially changed here. One god that I had pretty much ruled out of viability in that top spot is Chang'e, who has moved up. Mostly because it seems like with something like a double defense build with her and Book of Thoth, she really shines so well in the late game that she can actually beat most of the top hunters, or not the top hunters, but the mid to high tier hunters like Neith, Xiblanque, Artemis, Cupid, and stuff. I truly think that she beats those gods. Even like kind of almost goes even with Apollo, as long as she doesn't get dominated in the early game. And yeah, if you can tell, a little nervous because YouTube content's so different from my regular stream content. I'm a full-time streamer. By the way, you can of course follow me over at twitch.tv/Nshadow. And videos there, it's like so much chat interaction and things that like I don't really get nervous because it's so much just off the cuff, whereas a video like this is just so like the pressure is on, boys. So yeah, don't mind me if I seem a little nervous, but yeah, basically I like to bring out these tier lists because it helps a lot with both beginner Joust players, even mid to high level Joust players, because there's a lot to learn when going into Joust. It could be very overwhelming in Smite in general with how many gods there are, and so many people want to know if their god is viable. So I like to make this tier list just to show what kind of meta you're walking into when you look at Joust, and what kind of gods seem to perform at the top here. The reason Xing Tian, despite being a support, it's really cool actually that he's so high up, because compared to all the other supports, right, the highest one we have other than him would be, oh god, search in the bottom of the barrel, Kabrakan in C tier. So it's pretty rough for most supports. But Xing Tian, I assume he's going to be nerfed quite soon in Conquest because he's been such a high priority pick for the solo lane, honestly. He scales so well, like so incredibly well, especially that his one does damage based on the total percentage of someone's health or missing health. and that's actually, you know, so important for, I think it's total health. And that's so important for scaling throughout the game, especially because health items are so valued in Joust. So he's actually a pretty great pick, and his passive on that one also allowing him, I think it's like 50% or 40% mitigation off of auto attacks. Like, that's just crazy. It's just straight up damage reduction on auto attacks. So he can actually go toe to toe with several of the best hunters late game, which is just, you know, absurd for a guardian. So he's very, very strong. A tier though, basically the way that you can beat this god seems to be just rushing down objectives, same way that you would approach most guardians, but it's not quite as easy against Xing Tian because he can really you know, combat you while you're doing it. So what else we got here? Big changes. Ho Yi actually moved him up to the OP tier because he is frankly OP as fuck. He's one of the most OP gods I've ever seen in this game. He can 3-shot you with his ricochet, especially in Joust, that the lane is smaller and the corridors and the jungle are just so well aligned for him that he will just, you know, find those bounce shots more often than not. And on top of that, his scaling into the late game with his mark of the whatever crow thing, golden crow maybe, that it just gives him so much more than any other hunter gets in a late game fight like that. So he cannot be outboxed. One of the most interesting matchups is actually him versus AMC, which I think is very, very even. It's very, very close. Most people don't have a decisive answer to who wins that matchup between Ho Yi and AMC. Both of the gods are just so OP in this game mode, though. Hunters naturally, any auto attack based god, it shines in Joust. As you can tell, the 4 gods in OP are all auto attack based gods, and they're just so good at objective rushes, and they're also so good at scaling into the late game. These 4 gods have by far the best late game out of anyone, possibly next to Hell, so, or ahead of Hell, slightly ahead of Hell. But yeah, that S plus tier did change quite a bit. Poseidon and Apollo, I moved both of those gods down because while they perform very well against most gods in the S tier, they don't really shine versus the other gods in S plus at all. They both have losing matchups to all of these gods, so it's a little rough for them to be in that S plus tier when they seem to just like get outshined a little bit. On her, with the CC immunity on his ult, outperforms Poseidon so well, and so many of these other gods in the S and below tier, that I think On her really deserves that S plus spot, whereas I had Apollo in his spot before. I just think that On her, especially in the head-to-head against Apollo, wins that matchup so well that it seems like he's more deserving of that spot. So yeah, other than that, we got Thanatos, my man, moved up from D. One of my, I'm very happy about that actually, because I really do think that he's not such a D tier god, just because of snowball factoring so much and his 2 giving him penetration, so that he can actually take objectives much better than other melee gods, because he has that pen that he gains on his 2. He's got the movement speed to deal with slows, and he's also immune to slows during his 2. So it's really, really underrated, the Thanatos pick. It's not, you're not going to win high level games with it, but if somebody picks something, even sometimes in the S, like I've beaten like top Poseidons, Masters, Jousters, Poseidons with Thanatos, because he can, he has some tools in the matchup. If you build correctly, really rush them down in the early game and you try to, just go ham, he's not that bad. He really isn't. Who else was unranked? We have Khepri, joining the rest of the Guardians in F tier. Like I said, most of the Guardians, you're going to find them in F or D, aside from Kabrakan and the new Xing Tian, who hopefully, if he does get nerfed, can still maintain a decent placing in the tier list, because it's cool to have a Guardian that's semi-viable. Other than that, new Zeus, I actually overestimated the crap out of him. I thought he was going to be amazing, like really amazing. And while he performs very well in Conquest right now, in Joust he's actually about a B tier god. He's way too easy to just rush down. He doesn't have an escape, And if you pretty much dash past his shield when he throws it out against any sort of, either whether it be an assassin, an ADC, or a mage, if you just rush him down after that shield is out, he can't really do much to you. So, yeah. I kind of, yeah, I was hyping him up so much. I was like, new Zeus, yo, he's going to reform Joust and shit, but he clearly did not. So he's not very highly prioritized at all. I think he definitely deserves that B place spot. Whereas someone like Zhang Kui actually improved quite substantially with his buffs. And just the way that people are playing him, he's so tanky and delivers so much burst damage that I feel he's really deserving of that A tier spot. He's kind of like an Opwash now, where he's just like a walking sentinel, and he also heals himself up similar to Opwash as he pushes up. So yeah, I think that's about it. New God Soul. I know a lot of people are gonna have wanted to see Soul on the list, and I do apologize for that. But just for the sake of accuracy, I don't like putting a god that was like just released this week into a tier list. On the next one, I'll put a lot of thought into her placement. But as of right now, she seems like kind of OP, right? She seems OP to everybody just because she's new and she has incredible tower push. But I don't know if she'd be in the OP tier. I think she'd definitely either be an S or S plus right now. I'm not sure how her head-to-head matchups go. Haven't had enough time to actually research that on my own. So yeah, and certainly I've talked to other Masters Joust players, and they're kind of in the same boat of not being quite sure where she's at right now. So more time needs to be given to her, and more thought overall. So that should be about it. Other than that, small changes you can notice is like Neath moved up. If she really shines in the early game like she should, I think she has quite a good good potential to take the game early, unlike most other gods where you kind of have to wait for that late game point. She's quite a powerful snowball god and has such a strong mid game that she can really tear shit up. Other than that, Isis changed from S to A, the Fallen Bay. Isis, man, I've wanted her to be so good throughout my play with her. Like, I just kept trying with her over and over again, and I know that other people agree she's just not that strong of a pick to put in S tier. She has some nice head-to-head matchups in the early to mid-game, but late game, she ironically falls off pretty hard. Her damage becomes pretty unconfirmable the more people get actives to escape the entirety of her burst and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm actually running a little bit over where I wanted to be for this video. So if you want to hear any more analytics like this, of course, like I said, every day I upload more videos to my YouTube, in which I'll have a matchup and I'll just analyze the crap out of it for you guys as best I can, as well as bring entertainment with it. So you can subscribe to the YouTube for more stuff like that. I also think I'm gonna start doing some videos going into like builds and matchups for each god, because I know a lot of people have wanted that. So that should be interesting and something that I'm excited to do. It's a little bit different than my usual content. Hopefully I'm not nervous as fuck for those, because I'll just try to like integrate it into my stream as best I can. So but then I'll also upload those to YouTube. So also follow me over at my stream at twitch.tv/Nshadow. If you don't know of Team Eager, let's see this. Alright, I fucked that up, but yeah, there it is. Actually, our Xbox One team just qualified for Worlds, the first team to actually be going to Worlds. So, big shout out to them. Like I said, I'm the community manager for the organization. I don't play for Team Eager, but I am, a big part of the org. So follow us over on Twitter at Eager World. And make sure you check out our website at teameager.com, as well as our store at teameagerstore.com. So follow us on all that stuff, you guys, and hope you enjoyed the video. Hope it helps, honestly. As awkward as I was, I hope that you're able to enjoy it, and I promise it's not always like that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and yeah, hopefully these changes seem accurate to you, because I think I put a lot more thought into the the state of Joust when I consider this list, more than, you know, sometimes it's like personal bias and stuff. Like the Apollo, I feel like being an S plus was a little bit of personal bias. So yeah, trying to remove more of that, and, you know, just get better at my overall analytics. So love you guys. Thanks so much for supporting my stream, my YouTube.